Things have obviously changed since Zwane took over as a Kaizer Chiefs coach, but people are not happy because of the fact that they are not changing fast enough. What if I told you, Uguti, there are things that Kaizer Chiefs can do that will make this process a bit faster? And no, I'm not talking about bringing in new signings because that's obviously something that is known by everyone. So I don't want to talk about that in this video, but I will talk about other things that will help Zwane do much better as the Kaizer Chiefs coach. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo. I'm your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. I'm a Khosi Football Club. And today we are talking about three things. Three little adjustments that Chiefs can make that will make the process of rebuilding much quicker for Kaizer Chiefs. And by the way, please make sure to like this video so that YouTube can spread it to more people like you. And if you are new to this channel, in this channel we speak everything Kaizer Chiefs. We preview, we review Kaizer Chiefs matches, and we just talk about everything. So if you like that kind of content, make sure to subscribe. Guys, one of the main things that we've been complaining about this season as Kaizer Chiefs fans is the fact that defensively we've been struggling, and we've been struggling a lot. Right now, we have found Uguti, the combination between Ungezana and Dove is much better than the combination, say, of Ukweneka and Dove. And this thing has happened, and we've found this out because we've been forced into that situation by injuries to Ufrosla and Solomons as well. And without those injuries, we would have never gotten to a point where we would be mixing and matching and finding the right combinations. And we've just stumbled upon this combination. You're good. Oh, wait. Gezana and Dove can actually play together, and they can play well together. Very well. But the question is, people will say, oh, but Zwane should have seen that much earlier. Why did he not see that? But you must remember, Ugutuata Zwane is also a person who has to take care of the midfielders, who also has to take care of the goalkeepers, also has to take care of the strikers. And because of that, some of these things may fall into cracks and he might not notice them. And yes, I know it sounds like I'm defending Uzwane, but I am just saying, Uguti, there are other coaches who are much better than Uzwane, who have more experience than Uzwane, but they still have defensive coaches. The job of a defensive coach in this case would have been to figure out, Uguti, which combinations work best for our team. And once he found the combinations in our team that work best, then he would have suggested those combinations way back to Atazwane. And the mistakes that we've been making at the back, it would be much better. I am sure, Uguti, that would have improved it defending your Chiefs. Because even if you look at a player like Uhlanti sometimes he goes forward, but he fears Uguti at the back there's no one who's closing my space. So sometimes you see Uguti is reluctant to go forward because there isn't that much trust on the defenders that are at the back, because he knows those guys have been making mistakes the entire season. So I can't just go forward and think, Uguti, no, I have my guys covering me at the back. And the same thing with our midfielders as well. You have Umat, obviously we don't have a defensive midfielder, but he's always just skeptical and Uguti, if I go forward, angathi skeptical, but he's always doubting ukuya phambili because he's like, if I go forward, then the defense is not protected. Yes, it's his job, but at the same time, there's the fact that, wait a minute, Mutwagamat, the defenders at some point now, but they should be able to deal with Ambantu who are coming at them. But he's scared of doing that because there is no trust, because he knows Uguti, they are not that solid to begin with, so they need me to protect them. So just a minor adjustment of adding a defensive coach in that matter, then all of a sudden, Chiefs will look like a different team, because now people will be overlapping, knowing what at the back are defenders that are solid. Look, for example, at a player like Trent Alexander-Arnold for Liverpool. He overlapped and went forward. Guma seasons where Liverpool were in their prime, not this season. Because he knew that at the back there was Joel Matip, no Van Dijk, who had a very good combination. But at the moment when no Van Dijk, no Konat, no Matip dropped the Formiabo and they got injured, all of a sudden when he overlapped, then Liverpool found out because there was no one covering him. So this to say, the fact that you are not covered at the back decides whether my full back circle can overlap or not. or if they do overlap, how much trust do they have in the people who are at the back and are covering for them? That's it with the defensive coach. Let's move on to the other person. If you haven't liked the video, this is the good time to like the video, by the way. Let's move on to the set piece coach. This season, Ungezana has got a goal. Utroye set piece. Slant has got a goal. Kweneka has done the same. We have a very tall striker, Ukeleb. We have a very deliverer of the ball into the box, Udoli. We have Omashiane. We have other good technical players who can get the ball into the box, kuma set pieces, kuma corners and stuff like that. But it feels like most of those chances they are not used. The fact that we are still scoring without a set piece coach, it tells you, Uguti, there is the potential. We have that aerial advantage. We have that quality to deliver the ball into the box. But we are just not utilizing this thing that could be used into our advantage. We are like barely scratching the surface. And if we went deeper and focused on it and drilled it into our players, Uguti, these are the kind of movements you are making in the box. These are the things that you are making during our set pieces. And not only set pieces A2 that we have, but it can also work on the set pieces that are against us. Because you look at the game Amazulu, we considered 2 goals that we were not supposed to concede, like 2 corners that were in succession. We considered from those corners, and that's not good enough. If we had a set piece coach who was going to help a team with that, it was going to help achieve significantly this season. It would have helped us to score way more goals. It would have helped us to prevent like the goals that we've considered from our set pieces as well. So these minor things, some people will say, then uzwane besenzani. I'll then go back to the fact that all these people are the ones who can help Uzwane and make his job easier, because at the end of the day, umsebenzi coach is to take the whole thing and say, okay, the set piece coach is saying this, but the defensive coach is saying this, put this together, put that together with the philosophy that I want to see on my team. The set piece coach has said, okay, Tutoli takes better corners from the left. Okay, so he's the one who's going to take those corners. So it's not just a decision by Coach Uguti, I know, because he's a experienced player, he can take set pieces, but it's because there's someone who specializes in that and does that. And for people who will say, no, Zwane, then won't do anything. I have this to say for you, Uguti. If you had something in your brain, like, would you say, it's fine, anyone can operate on me? Or would you want a specialist who can operate on a brain, like a brain surgeon, to come and operate on you? Or would you rather say, no, you know what, it's fine, I'll have a dentist operate on my head. He's a doctor at the end of the day. Because you might be a doctor, but that does not mean you specialize in that. And that is why you need a technical team that will help you with this. And the thing that we've been talking about more than anything probably this season is the fact that Kono Collins Mbesuma, Kono Max Mamponyan, Kono Sean Bartlett, people, what do they have in common? They were prolific strikers for Kaizer Chiefs. And I know this for a fact. They can come to Chiefs and they can help our strikers. Our strikers or our midfielders have created a lot of chances for our strikers, but our strikers miss those chances time and time again. I will not zoom into one specific person, but you know this, Uguti, our strikers have missed a lot of chances. Even when they've gotten into good positions, they've failed to finish. At times, there were passes that were on, they didn't make the right runs. And because of that, we are missing chances that we are creating. And it ends up looking like a team is not doing anything. Kanti, it's because when we have to do the final product or execute the final product, then we are not there. We don't do the things that we're supposed to do. As such, a team is fourth on the log instead of being second or even fighting Sundowns at this point. Because look at all the chances that we've missed and the mistakes we've made at the back and the poor set pieces that we've taken. And you combine that and you ask yourself, wouldn't we be rivaling Sundowns for number 1 if we got all these things correct? It's just a thing. What do you think of this, guys? Let me know in my comment section. Do you think a striker coach makes sense for Chiefs? What about a set piece coach? What about a defensive coach? Let me know down on the comment section below. Thank you for watching. And until next time, remember, equals Alpelu Moy.